Welcome to Facts for Real videos. Think about Rogue Planet. The universal wanderer that no one wants to bring back. A planet that has been evicted from its own star system is, in essence, a rogue planet. And is currently drifting through space like a cosmic lonesome. These worlds actually exist. In fact, several have been found in our galaxy by astronomers. Estimations indicate that there may be a large number of these cosmic nomads circling the Milky Way. They don't merely consist of little rocky worlds like Earth. In fact, several of them are enormous gas giants that are many times bigger than Jupiter. These behemoths may have their own small systems, moons, or even moons orbiting around them. As one of the most well-known rogue planets, there is a complex name that we are aware of. You can read it here. It was found in 2013 and is around 80 light-years away from Earth. This rogue planet is thought to be 12 million years old and has a mass that is approximately 6 times that of Jupiter. Additionally, simply because these cosmic loners lack a star, it doesn't imply that they are incredibly cool. They are nevertheless capable of producing heat and light from within. In other words, some might even have magnetic fields and auroras like Earth. Rogue planets might be able to support life if the proper circumstances are present. So, what could and would life be like on such a planet? We may be living in such a world by choosing to be rogue. Life on the planet can be isolating. They lack a nice ambience to cuddle up in, a warm sun to relax in, and cosmic neighbors to share a barbecue with. Let's start with the most obvious issue to see how inventive we would need to be. Without heat and light, humans would struggle. So how do we properly solve this? We would definitely need to get some pretty expensive space heaters and don chic, incredibly warm spacesuits, or we could create a brand new method for producing electricity without using solar energy. Consider using geothermal energy as an example. That is hot right now. Without it, every planet has an internal source of heat. All of them would simply be icy, dead pebbles floating through space. This internal heat can be captured and used to power anything, including buildings, factories, and spacecraft. It's like having a hot spa that can supply electricity to an entire city. And that city's location will probably be underground, nearer the heat source. And regarding light, well, we would probably need to construct perhaps some extremely bright flashlights. Even become skilled at genetic engineering. Just imagine some bioluminescent organisms in space lighting up our homes. Plants and neon mushrooms are overtaking the area. By the way, speaking of plants, there wouldn't be much plant life if there were no stars. Therefore, what would we eat? We could employ the geothermal vents we mentioned before or other chemical processes to keep ourselves alive. And who knows, perhaps we'll start craving foods high in sulfur or start making our own cocktails with the bubbling volcanic ash. However, living on a rogue would present us with a bigger problem than just food. Planet would literally be breathtaking. We wouldn't have any air. You see, not every rogue planet has an atmosphere that is steady and nice, depending on various factors, including their size composition. However, even if our new house does have a vibe, it could be quite fragile and flimsy. Instead, we wouldn't have any lovely blue skies or stunning sunsets to enjoy. The stars would be brighter since we would be gazing out into the vastness of space. Forget about weather patterns since there is no atmosphere to produce them. Without rain, snow, or thunderstorms, we would only experience a few small issues. What's worse, the planet's temperature would fluctuate dramatically, swinging from intolerable heat to intolerable cold. It would be like constantly turning on and off and finally shutting off an oven. We would be subject to cosmic radiation and various types of space junk. Therefore, you might want to make a serious SPF investment if you don't want to get fried. How then do we correct it? We would need to figure out a means to produce our own oxygen. And probably build something akin to a biosphere from the space age. For instance, we could cultivate plants that could make oxygen. Or it would figure out how to purify the air using advanced technology. Finally, our last and most pressing issue is finding water, and this is where the deep waters may help. We're now delving further into the options. However, experts assert that some of these planets may exist. Oceans under the sea may exist. To put it another way, it would be like living on a gigantic water balloon that had been buried below with rock and ice for the ground. We only need to access these subterranean waters. They might give us access to water for drinking, farming, and manufacturing. We've never seen before, even with some other resources and materials. Furthermore, who knows what bizarre creatures might be hiding in those subterranean seas, but don't be alarmed. Even if there isn't an underground oasis here, there are further choices. We could eventually obtain some water from comets, ice mining, and even the atmosphere we recently formed. To build our homes and other things, we must search for and harvest some materials. And an unruly, it's similar to attempting to discover treasure in a desert to say that a planet might not have the same resources as a world that orbits a star. We might need to rely on materials from nearby asteroids. And similar matters, as well as if we wish to take resources from the planet itself. Perhaps we'll have to drill through miles of ice and rock. If you're up for the challenge, that is, though. There's always a potential that you'll find financial success on a dangerous planet, and who knows, maybe you'll come across some fresh materials that are even more priceless than gold or diamonds. Great appearance. We've resolved the most pressing issues. There can be more minor issues now. Depending on how quickly our globe rotated, for instance, we might also have some extremely lengthy days and nights. And there wouldn't be a typical, regular cycle of day and night. Our planet's rotation may be completely random. Weeks of days would be followed by weeks of nights, which might seriously interfere with our sleep cycles. Consequently, we might need to develop a really robust coffee to get us through those lengthy, dark nights. But merely imagining. Welcome to the rogue planet where the sun never rises, where we can adapt to all these things and overcome all the obstacles. But because of our advanced technology, the adventure never ends. In this once barren world, we've managed to establish a welcoming and livable environment. Now, the sky above us is a lovely shade of blue, with white clouds that are fluffy, and occasionally, a flock of birds will swoop over. Animals don't voluntarily leave their underground habitats. A world full of surprises and exotic vegetation welcomes us. And creatures have adjusted to the particular features of this planet. Some have bioluminescent characteristics that glow at night, so take care. There may be strange animals there that wish to feast on you if you decide to swim in the underground ocean. You can see that we have developed enormous cities and prosperous communities using the geothermal energy of the globe. Perhaps we'll return to it. We also produced a large number of artificial light sources to maintain the brightness. During the cold, dark nights, of course. We're still having some navigational issues. People are generally living adrift, but things aren't as monotonous as they formerly were. There would undoubtedly be difficulties on the planet. However, it might also be a pretty thrilling way to explore the cosmos. And who knows, possibly one day, such a planet will be found, and we'll make it lively. One day, interstellar metropolis, but not yet. That's all for today. Let's enjoy and care for our precious Earth. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the Facts for Real videos.